Here's the thing with Karen and the whole situation. I don't believe in kicking people when they're down. I don't. Should they give her a pass? That's up to them because they have their own experiences with her. Am I going to continue giving her grace? Yes, because my mom likes her and I don't want to have any shit with my mom. Okay? She's one of the Ladams. My mom.
I love it. I love that.
Hey, it's a brotherhood. Woohoo!
Joining the bros on Brough Chat, we have Lesa Milan, former Miss Jamaica, entrepreneur, and fan favorite of the Real Housewives of Dubai. Lesa, we're so happy that you're here on Brough Chat.
I am so happy to be here. So happy to be here. I mentioned this previously to you guys, but absolutely love your space. I always pay attention to what you guys say because I feel like you guys, even though sometimes I don't agree, I feel like it's the truth. You know what I mean? So I always like tuning into you guys.
Thank
Well,
you.
I've been Team Lesa from the start, always in the debate. From the UK as well, like your husband is from too. So yeah.
Amazing. Where in the UK are you from?
I'm in London.
Oh, nice. I love London. He's from Bath, but I love London. It's such a vibe.
Lesa, you've won first place in over 25 pageants. What was it like winning a national pageant for Miss Jamaica and competing for Miss International in China?
You guys are taking me all the way back to the youthful days, pre wrinkles. So
no wrinkles,
it was
no
crazy.
wrinkles.
Thank you.
Not
It
in
was really
sight.
crazy. Oh, thank you guys. You know what? When I competed for Miss Jamaica, I actually did Miss Jamaica World first, and I did not win because there was this scandal over College Hill. So, there was this whole debate on the island. Is she even deserving? Despite me doing so many pageants before, winning so many competitions to gear up for this moment. And, it was one silly mistake that I made on TV, but I felt like I was being bullied and I felt like I needed to defend myself. And, it's not very beauty queen like. And so there was a whole debate on the island because I was fan favorite. So a lot of people didn't feel like I deserved to win in the pageant community, but the people did. And so it was a lot of controversy around it. And I remember not even placing in Miss Jamaica World and being devastated because I've been doing pageants since I was a little girl. Fast forward, I think it was like 2 years later, I competed and the winner for the pageant went to Miss International and the second place went to Miss Earth. So in the pageant world, for those who are not familiar, there's like 5 big titles that you can win. Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss International, Miss Earth, and then I think Intercontinental. Those are the top 5 pageants that are global around the world. The Filipinos, they know a thing about pageantry or two, okay? But it's amazing. So anyways, I ended up winning Miss Jamaica International. I went to represent Jamaica in China, and that was just mind-blowing. I had the best time. It was, I felt so proud to wear my country's flag. Even though I am American, I was born in Jamaica. So for me, that's my roots. That's who I am. And it was amazing. It really was.
So Lesa, as we know from Real Housewives of Dubai, you have your own luxury maternity line, Mino.
I do.
The one and only Beyonce was wearing your designs. When did you find out about it, and what was your reaction?
When I started Mino, I couldn't find maternity wear that looked good. Everything was very outdated. But I was being cyberbullied during that time because at the time I didn't reveal who my husband was. I was just one of those girls that was taking trips to Dubai, so people assumed that I was getting flown out. But no, I was in a really public relationship prior to my now husband, and I didn't want to really share who I was dating at the time. So I used to fly out to Dubai all the time. And I started to get cyberbullied. People were like, oh, who is she flying out to see? One of the sheikhs, all kinds of nonsense. And for me, I was like, you know what? People can't attack what they don't know. And so when I started Mino, I did not announce that I was the owner. I did not announce that I was the designer. It was literally just me. right? And so with it just being me, when Beyonce wore the brand, I was still very new to the whole fashion space, and people still didn't know I owned the brand. And so me, I was screaming at home, but like in all the press, I still was able to move in silence. I still did all the interviews just as Mino and not as Lisa, the owner. And I think that really taught me the importance of being, giving yourself that validation.
Mhm.
I don't seek outside validation from anyone. Like, I literally have my wins and my losses in private. I clap myself. And I think that experience really, really taught me that. But to answer your question, of course, I was dying when Beyonce was. Actually, what's so crazy? I just posted it on social media, but not as, this is my brand. And I remember some haters being like, is that hers? And then somebody else being like, could never be. And I was like, oh, I just love this. I love that they think it's
I know that's
mine.
right. Get them,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
So, Lisa, there was a viral clip of you on social media reading your College Hill classmate, and you took to Twitter and said, I don't think you'll ever see me popping off like this in my 30s, but I will read a beat if needed. So, what comes to mind when you see those scenes from your College Hill days?
The internet never lets you forget your worst moment. Why? You know what? My kids are young now, but I'm gonna be very, very diligent about what they share to the world because it never goes away, right?
Yeah.
So that was the dreadful fight that what I had to go through so much to get over, and I still have to deal with it today. I mean, I would not take it back. I genuinely would not take it back. She underestimated her opponent, like I said, and
Mm, yes.
she found out real quick.
She sure did.
She found out real quick. So I think for me, I can't see myself being physical with. I
That's not
just
your
can't.
thing.
Even then, I was not a physical person back then either. So every time I rewatch it's still like an out of body experience because everybody who knows me, I'm such a girly girl. I'm
Yeah.
so bougie. That's not me. But I grew up with only brothers, right? I have
Hmm.
8 brothers. I'm the only girl, and I only have sons. So believe me, I can handle myself in any situation. So I feel like in that situation, she was picking up the pool stick, and there's so
Yep.
much that they cut out that
Yep.
you guys didn't get to see.
Mm.
And I really felt like, really, girl? And that happened.
Miss Lisa, I'm telling you, I want to die with this quote. It's not my fault I look better than
Ah,
you.
Ooh.
Why don't
Take
you
it
take
off.
that shit up with God? Oh my God! When I tell you, it revives my soul to hear that quote. Mama, you did. Thank you for your service.
ah.
I just want to thank you for your service.
We got to use that one.
But kind of going off of like the whole college hill thing, did you see that BT Plus it did like a celebrity version recently? I don't know
Yes,
if you've seen some of the viral clips. Like there was a big altercation that happened between Amber and it happened between Jocelyn Hernandez. Were you able to see that? Like, how do you feel about that?
no, I didn't see that one, but I know that Nene Leaks did it. I
Yes.
know, and I didn't because we don't get BET Plus here. I can't
Oh,
stream
okay.
it. So
Oh, that
it's
makes
if it's
sense.
only if it goes on the internet and I happen to see it. I do follow the shade room, so if it makes it to the shade room, I feel like that's where I keep up with like what's hot and what's not. But no, I missed that. I think I missed it. I think I
Oh,
did.
we're gonna have to send it to you, girl, because it's good.
Yeah, because I live for the mess. I live for it. Please do.
Would you go back and do it again, the celebrity edition?
You know what? Never say never, but my manager asked me this last year. He was like, they actually pay really well. And
Hmm.
he's like, would you consider it? I would like to think that my College Hill chapter has closed. I can't see myself living in a house full of people.
Uh-huh.
Um, I don't know.
Queens don't do
I don't
dorms.
Yeah, I've moved out of the dorm life,
Right.
so I don't know. Never say never, but for now, I think it's a no.
Right. Well, Lisa, we
Well,
want to get your
Yeah.
thoughts on some of your sisters on other housewife shows. Get your thoughts on some of the most recent dramas that's been going on in the Bravo universe. Now, Phaedra Parks.
Oh, I
No,
yes.
tell me, what are you going to say?
Go ahead. Go
Now,
ahead.
Phaedra Parks.
No, no, no. You finish. You finish. You
Now,
finish.
Phaedra Parks has appeared on multiple Bravo shows, including your show on Dubai. And Dr. Heavenly even said that she was going to confront her at the Married to Medicine reunion. And Phaedra decided to skip the reunion. When you're having a tough season, do you think it's better to skip the reunion or confront your castmates?
So two things. Two things can
Yeah.
be true. Um, Me personally, I would like to think that I would be, strong enough to face my castmates or whatever the hell they have to say. But on the flip side, I would like to also think that if it's no longer serving me or, I don't need to, I won't. Like, why am I going to voluntarily put myself in that space when, for Phaedra, she probably has a bigger check on Real Housewives of Atlanta, So it's like, why should I give this to you, that satisfaction of coming for me when I can move on to, in my opinion, I like Married to Medicine, but I mean, there's no comparison to Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? So I think for her, um, she did what she thought was best, and I respect it. I genuinely do.
That my pay rate for being Cayman for is a little bit above this. I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Exactly.
I live for that.
Lisa, we saw you at BravoCon. You kind of delivered this iconic read towards Sheree Whitfield when Andy Cohen asked, "Who on the stage do you think most likely would wear designer clothing?" And you said
Designer,
Sheree,
designer goods.
and designer duds, yeah. And you said Sheree, and you said Sheree said she was wearing Alexander McQueen, and you said Alexander Sheen. That hit the blogs. Everybody was picking it up. I want to know, did you ever have a chance to clear the air with Sheree?
I didn't. I did not. Not that I not not that I really care to be honest. I feel like I don't feel like Sheree is a girl's girl. I
Oh,
feel like I don't. I genuinely don't. I remember when they were attacking her for her clothing
Oh,
line or whatever. She did an interview, and because on my reunion someone made a lie about Mino, instead of
Hmm.
just facing the fire and going through it on her own, she decided to be like something along the lines of, I don't see anybody coming for the girl on Dubai or something like that. And I remember wanting to respond to it, and my publicist being like, no, you won't. And so I've never really liked her because of that. And so when the opportunity presented itself, it was, so I don't truly know if she wears fake or not, but I liked everybody else on the stage and not her at the time. So yeah.
Mama,
okay.
you read her. I love it.
Well, speaking of that situation, Miss Karen Hugo from Potomac defended Sheree,
Yes.
and she said you need to bow down to the OG.
One of the rules of being a newbie is you bow to the crown first.
Listen, I was asked the question and I answered.
All right. Okay. That will serve you well at the end of a totem pole.
And you responded on Watch What Happens Live saying you'd give Karen a pass.
I mean, I feel bad coming for Karen because I really want to shade her. I let Karen slide.
But now in
Yes.
2025, with Karen in legal trouble after her DUI footage got leaked, missing the reunion and being in rehab, do you think the Potomac ladies should also give Karen a pass when she returns?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Karen and the whole situation. I don't believe in kicking people when they're down.
mm.
I don't. Do I condone drink driving? No. She could have hurt herself. She could have hurt other people. But we don't really know the full story. We're kind of going off of what the internet says, right? So should they give her a pass? That's up to them because they have their own experiences with her. Am I going to continue giving her grace? Yes, because my mom likes her and I don't want to have any shit with my mom. Okay? She's one of the Ladams, my
I
girl.
love it. I love that.
Karen said at the time that she didn't know who I was, but she damn straight Skippy knows me now.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay?
and you're an OG too. You're
Right.
an
You're a
OG
seasoned OG
She
too.
Dubai.
does.
Exactly.
And I
You're an
am an
OG. Yes.
OGG. Yeah, I'm
And the first
fine
one
with
OGG.
that was
that.
international, the first international Bravo series, get it, girl.
Your pageant sister, Miss Kenya Moore, she had a different interpretation of your comment towards Sheree, and she said it was top tier shade. But on the newest season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kenya is in hot water for some shade that she threw towards Brit Eady with the poster. Despite the incidents, fans still want to see Kenya on the show. Do you think Kenya should still be featured on this latest season that we're seeing now?
So here's the thing. I am waiting in the wings like everybody else. I really hope, because Truly Original, they're the same producers that do Real Housewives of Dubai. I'm
Hmm.
hoping they actually air it to some degree so we can so the viewers can be the judge and the jury, you know.
Hmm.
I don't condone cyberbullying. I don't condone bullying of any form. But I don't know what happened. We're just all hearing things all over the place, you know, and don't really know what happened. So I'm waiting to see the episode. I'm waiting to see the season, but I don't know. It's tricky. It's tricky. I love Kenya, and based on our conversations that we've had, she said, you know, that's not how it went down. So, and I would like to trust and believe her. Glenda, who also did Dubai, our first season, she's a executive producer of Post, and she tends to give a very good edit. Like, it's not like the second season where we're all over the place. Like, what happened? Did that happen? For us with Glenda, we knew like that's how it went down.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're right, because including Kenya's full story up until that big moment, I think it's gonna make the season better. Because I'm pretty sure Kenya has some iconic reads coming up for this season. I hope we get to see them all.
I'm such a Kenya fan. I love her so much. And she's actually such a doll in person.
I've heard that.
You know, I think sometimes she gets the villain edit. I would like to think sometimes it really is an edit because in person she's such a girl's girl. She's so fun. She's so cool, and I'm not just saying that because we're friends. I'm saying it because she genuinely is.
I have heard that before.
It's like the New York situation, right? So the new Real Housewives of New York, that finale, you know, my opinion after watching it was so different to how the Bravo fans felt. You know, everybody was like,
I
fire
agree.
Brynn right now, fire her. And I was like, no. I mean, okay. For me, a lot of it, I feel like I had a little bit of PTSD because Uba reminds me so much of Ayan that
Mm.
I felt like I was, you know, I don't know. I didn't like
Trauma.
that feeling. And so my opinion might be a little bit biased because of my issues with Ayan, right? And I'm
Mm.
grown enough to acknowledge that. But you know, when Ayan swore on her son, knowing that she was lying, and then Uba swearing on her unborn child, you know, it was just a lot. Bryn reminds me of Caroline Brooks. I feel like because she stirs the pot so much that if she's
Oh.
actually telling the truth, it's like the boy that cries wolf, right? Similar with our reunion, you know, I really did wish death
Wow.
on me, you know, but because the source was Brooks, people questioned it. I feel like that about Bryn. I feel like because she stirs the pot and maybe she doesn't always tell the whole story, people automatically assume that she lied. Maybe she did say it to Uba, right? And Uba didn't hear it. And so it could be cross communication. But I feel like the girls were looking for a reason to like nail it to Bryn because she's kind of pissed them all off. It's the same with Caroline Brooks. They remind me so much of each other. And then Uba reminds me so much of Ayan. So
You just blew
watching it,
my mind.
yeah, I feel like I was really biased in how I felt. Not because Uba is not an amazing woman, because she is. I've met her. She's always been so polite and so kind to me. But it was just that she reminded me so much of Ayan that I was like, I couldn't separate the two.
So when it comes to Real Housewives of New
Wow.
York, you think that Brynn deserves a bit of grace.
I do, because I don't think she would make that up. If she did, that would be sick.
She's
Yeah.
a
I
bit
agree with you.
unreliable with her information sometimes, but I understand your perspective too.
Which is similar to Caroline Brooks, right? I think because
Yeah.
Brooks is not so messy, I think whenever she's actually being truthful and not being messy, because that's the reputation she
Yeah.
has, we
Yeah.
automatically assume that whatever she's saying
Is a lie.
is her on a rant, you know? Yeah. So I don't know. It was very interesting. Yeah, that last episode saved the whole
Right.
season.
But you're
Right.
already Pinocchio with that big ass nose. No one's gonna believe you sometimes. So that's what happens.
It's
So,
true.
Lisa, there's been a
It's true.
big debate on social media about Real Housewives of Dubai. Now, Talene is saying that the show has been on pause. The show is on pause. And
Yeah.
Brooks is saying that the show is canceled. Now, they're having the speculation about what happened on that Zoom call. I know you can't give us every little piece of detail, but we want to hear from you. Can you give
Yeah.
us any information about the future of Dubai?
Yeah. I mean, they said on the call the show is on pause. Now, does that mean we're ever going to get picked up again? We don't know. We are just hanging out in the wings. We've never been told that our show is canceled. However, in Caroline Brooks's defense, she feels like the gap that we had between season 1 to season 2 was the cause of the decline in the show and the ratings. So
Agreed.
in her mind, based on how she's explained it to me, in her mind, the show is canceled because any more gaps, any more wait time, who's going to be tuning in? So she thinks the show is canceled, but in fairness to Taline, they never told us the show was canceled. They said the show is on pause.
Ah.
It's disappointing because I loved this season.
Yeah. I'm not
Mhm.
crying. I'm not crying. But we can't go on
Right.
speculations. We have to go on what was actually
Yes.
said.
Yeah.
And what was said is that we're on pause. Listen, I think Dubai has so much potential.
It's
I
amazing.
and you know what? I'm not one of those girls, regardless of who I'm going through issues with, to be like, oh, we need a shakeup, or oh, we need, no, it's a new show. People have their own set of fan bases. The people who like me, trust me, they don't like Stanbury, and vice versa. We all have our group of people that mess with us. And I feel like we all contribute something different to the show. Do I think it needs to be mixed up a bit? Yes. I think they need to bring in some of my very fabulous
Ooh.
friends who actually, yes, real girls in Dubai who can shake things up, and we can get this going. um that's my opinion. I think there's so much more in the vault for Dubai, and it's just such a shame. But I also feel like with what's going on in the Middle East, with Gaza, with Israel, I feel like that
That's what's
also
playing the
might,
part.
it's a lot happening on this side of the world, that it's not just numbers and semantics. It's real life situations. So we don't know. We're keeping our fingers crossed. I hope Brooks is wrong and that we're not canceled.
Um, we agree too. And I had to sit through so many boring seasons of OC before they got their strides. I don't want anybody hearing about y'all because y'all have not delivered boring in any way, shape, or form. So if I had to
You
sit through
know
that, they
what?
need to get it together.
Thank you. But I feel like Bravo fans are so wishy-washy. I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like one minute you guys are like, they're boring, cancel them. And then New York comes and you guys are like, okay, maybe they're not that boring. Keep them on. And, you know, but then they said Jersey was too dark. So it's kind of like, what do you guys want?
Yeah.
Like, do you guys want Dubai? Do you guys want, Jersey drama? Or what do you guys want?
I was upset to hear y'all were on pause. I thought that was ridiculous. That made no sense to me. Y'all are one of the only ones still giving us luxury because some of them, I mean, we saw a carport on the Real Housewives, a
Salt Lake
carport.
City.
I don't watch for a carport. You know what I mean?
Not the
I
carport,
want to
Eric.
see y'all
By the way,
Yes.
though, I have to tell you, Salt Lake City this season,
amazing.
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
exactly.
and the ending, The ending of the last season, yes, with the
Oh,
whole Monica thing, like that blew my mind. That blew
it
my
was
mind with
so
the whole
good.
Monica
So
thing. That was so good.
you gave some interesting comparisons when you talked about New York. Is there a housewife on Salt Lake City that you connect with in a different way than the other ladies?
So I would say, just off the last season,
Hmm.
Bronwyn is the best thing that best newbie, I would say, to Bravo.
Okay.
I love her.
Me too.
I also like the crazy one too.
Brittany.
Brittany!
Um,
Yes!
Brittany. Yeah.
I like
She's the
her.
perfect
That's
amount of
good.
cuckoo.
Like they are made for reality
Yep.
TV because they just let it
Yes!
out,
Yep.
right?
They're
Um,
delusional.
but I love that.
Yeah.
I
I do
love it.
too!
And then I love Mary because Mary doesn't even try to be funny,
Exactly.
but she is so funny.
Yep.
Like she's just so funny. And that story with her son, I cried. I was on the
Oh,
plane. I cried and I cried. I'm gonna cry now, even just thinking about
Yes.
it. I have sons,
Yeah.
yeah,
but I'm really gonna cry. But Salt Lake delivered. They gave us everything. They gave us
yeah.
jokes, drama, fashion, everything. I love it. I loved it. I actually genuinely did. Yeah. I actually liked Stacy. I like Stacy a
Yes. Love
lot.
her. She's so different.
She's so beautiful. She's so different.
Mhm.
And I just love that she's so nice.
Yes.
You
She's
know,
not trying.
Yeah, she is nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was that girl on Potomac the first season that was like also
Katie.
just a
Katie.
little bit,
Katie.
yes,
Katie.
Katie.
delusional. But I
I
love it.
love her.
Unapologetically herself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lisa, I actually have hope for Dubai because we know Miami was canceled years ago, and look at it now. It's one of the best shows
I
on
know.
Peacock
M-
and Bravo.
Miami is amazing. I would say Miami for me has always been like the top.
Same.
Not
Hmm.
because I'm from Miami and not because those are my friends and my girls, but Miami, I just absolutely love. Like if I was not Dubai, it would have to be Miami. And crazy enough,
Yes, you would.
before the reboot, I actually got called about Miami because I was building my house there at the time, and Dubai didn't really exist, and it was the same guy that casted for Dubai that was casting for Miami.
Oh, nice.
So he like called me and he was like, "You know what? I think you'd be perfect on Miami." I'm like, "I'm not picking up my whole family. That's just my home.
Just,
It's not happening."
just,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
love, love, love.
You would be
Oh
Oh
my
my
amazing on
gosh,
gosh. I
it would
didn't
Miami.
be
even think
I
of
everything.
didn't even think
that.
I
about that
would love it.
possibility.
It would be everything.
Oh,
Lisa, the
that's awesome.
bros, we are so happy to have had you on Brough Chat as one of our
Thank
first
you.
guests of 2025. So this was a pleasure. We're so excited to continue to follow you.
Thank you so much, guys. And stop tagging me and me versus anybody,
Ah,
okay?
that's me. That's me. Okay, I won't. I won't.
Yeah, that's
I won't.
Vince.
I
We're
won't.
gonna blame him for that one.
I just ignore
We
you.
love you.